Welcome to Monetize Your Mind with your host, Bob Baer, creator of the More Power to Publish Monetize Your Mind workshop.
And welcome to Monetize Your Mind. I'm Pat Dewar. Host of the show is Bob Baer, a serial entrepreneur, very successful serial entrepreneur that has created multi-million-dollar businesses, has also been published in a number of books, and has his own publishing company. Monetize Your Mind is about helping you take your creativity to create, well, more money. Bob, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it last month, and I know we're going to have fun today. We're talking about some things last month that I want to expand on just a little bit. You know, the name of the show is Monetize Your Mind, and it makes you think that it's everything in your head,
right?
But it's actually broader than that. You know, as an entrepreneur, as an employer, over the last 41 years, I've discovered that even if someone has everything they need in their head, if they don't have their attitude right, and if their values aren't right, that messes things up.
Right.
So it's really monetizing who you are. And I like to think that people talk about assets and savings accounts and IRAs and their own savings. I like to think that each one of us should be thinking about building the value of our intellectual property, our knowledge, building the value of our attitudes and improving that, and building the value of our core values. You know, one of the strange things I've discovered is almost every person that I've had to let go, or one of my managers has had to let go over the years, very rarely was it for lack of competence. Almost always it was because of an attitude problem. So part of what I like to help people understand is that we need to develop the assets that we have, both our mind, our heart, and our values. And today we're going to be talking about several things. We'll do a quick review of what we talked about last week and what's coming up. But we started out last week talking about the value of your mind, the value of your knowledge, of your perception, of your wisdom, your understanding. I have a friend, Mitch Axelrod, who quotes a study, I think it was the World Bank, that said that the intellectual property value in a person's mind averages around $730,000 if they could bring it all out. Well, most people can't. But if you begin to understand how to do that, how to monetize it, and you start making deposits in your mind, deposits of what your personal value to society and to other people are, you can increase that value. It's almost like an intellectual asset savings account. And you can do that by learning, by growing. You can monetize the value of yourself as a person to society.
Well, I've seen it so many times. It's the old adage, you're what you are and where you are because of what's gone into your mind. You want to change what you are, where you are, change what goes into your mind. It's about feeding yourself. And I know that's a great Ziglar quote, but the fact is that many times people don't release themselves to really allow their riches. You said the story last time. I encourage you, if you can, go back and see the previous show, because Bob told a story of acres of diamonds. And if you don't know that story, it's worth watching. So when you talked about the acres of diamonds, it's bringing that wealth to the table. When you're talking about these precepts and principles of building your monetary return on your intellectual investment, that's the 9-pound pearl experience of bringing those to the market and offering them, isn't it?
It is. And one of the most valuable things that I've learned in learning how to utilize what I know more fully and utilize it to help other people more fully is by the use of teachers and mentors and masterminds. I mean, you know, look at professional athletes. They don't do what they do totally on their own by themselves and then go out and join the team and play. They have coaches. They practice their teamwork. They develop their abilities. And we should do the same thing. And I've always found it so worthwhile to have mentors and people that I'm studying under and meeting with and talking to they help with your creativity. They help you to become more innovative and take the things you know and turn them into products, which is one of the things we'll be talking about today. How to take content, how to take what you know, what you understand, what you perceive, and create content from that other people would love to take advantage of.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you think about what people have between their ears, and if they would just begin to release that into the marketplace. Now, some people use things like Facebook or Twitter, and they think that's releasing it in the marketplace. But people don't pay you on Twitter and Facebook very often. I mean, they don't. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like a conversation going on, but it's not an in-depth heart-to-heart talk.
Right, and it's not really bringing the things that are valuable inside of you and releasing them. Wouldn't you agree?
Right.
So as we go forward into the next few segments, we're going to be talking about creating your content. We're going to be talking about ways that you can connect to Bob and begin to utilize his services on the More Power to Publish, because you're a publisher, morepowertopublish.com. You should connect there. Start getting some of his information. If you can go to his event in Irvine, California, you'll enjoy the experience. This is Pat Dewar, Monetize Your Mind, Creativity Making You Money. We'll be right back.
You can become a published author. Discover a system that will lead you from idea to having your book on the bookshelves. Bob Baer pulls back the curtain at the More Power to Publish workshop. Watch and learn how to follow the step-by-step plan to turn your idea into a published book. Learn more at morepowertopublish.com.